And welcome back to the Week Who Would Win. This one comes to us from... No, that's not it. It is... Christ? Am I getting it right? Maybe it might be Persona Christ. I think it's Person Christ. But you asked the question, who would win a fight? Nova, Sam Alexander, the young kid, versus Max Steel. I believe the 2013 version is what you asked. Now I don't actually remember watching a version of Max Steel like in the 2000s, but he was enhanced with like nanites, if I'm not mistaken. This version though seems to be he's half tachyon, which is an alien species, which gives him the ability to produce something called turbo energy. In his human form, he's very strong and agile for an average individual. With Steel's help, he can ultralink with him, generate one hero known as Max Steel, able to turn into different types of turbo modes. He has superhuman strength due to the fact that he's attacking. He's much stronger than the average individual. Superhuman speed, naturally faster, and superhuman reflexes, and turbo energy generation, which he's capable of generating endless amounts of turbo energy, which makes him stronger and faster than the average individuals. He manifests this in many forms, such as launching turbo energy through his fists, leaking it through his eyes, getting angry at others. The energy is both beneficial and harmful, considering that Max can partially use it to activate his turbo modes and get superhuman conditions, but if he's not linked with Steel, he could overload and ultimately explode, thus causing his death. Okay. Green turbo energy generation. During the events of turbocharged, Max starts to generate a new variation of turbo energy, featured by its green color. This energy makes him exceptionally stronger, as he was capable to lift with ease many heavy rocks and faster, as stated in turbocharged. They ran up to 30 kilometers and he wasn't tired. Before we go into these modes, let's see here. He has great leadership skills. He's actually a good swordsman and driving skills. However, he has 3 main weaknesses. 2 technically, and there seems to be a third minor one. Turbo touch problem. If he touches an electronic device, the object can explode or get damaged. Okay, that doesn't really matter. And then turbo energy load. If separated from Steel, he could overload and ultimately die. Steel also needs max energy to survive, and if he stays 8 hours without his energy, he will eventually shut off permanently. After the time skip, Max needs to have better control over his energy. He also constantly needs to be linked with Steel for precautions, so the villains, especially the Ultra Lynx and Dread, won't track Max to the turbo energy. Okay. As for these modes, turbo modes that Max can take, they include, Max's turbo modes. Turbo base mode, which is kind of like the main one, which a lot, he looks, honestly, actually, the design for this actually looks a lot like a, Batman Beyond villain named Shriek. Similar to at least base design. He has a strength mode, which allows him to, grows giant arms and, does damage. Turbo flight allows him to fly. Camouflage mode basically allows him to hide in plain sight. Kind of. Turbo scuba allows him to swim. Turbo super mode is transferring based on his combo concession. It's the cave by saying specific phrases, the mode activation. Okay, whatever. Turbo speed mode. Let's see. Max fast allows him to have supersonic speed. Well, that means usually faster than light or sound. Turbo stealth. Whenever he goes, is a mode he takes. Basically makes him invisible where he goes. He has shock absorbers on his foot, thus making Max virtually unable to be seen by villains. Turbo cannon mode is a large, sturdy model. You know what? Hold on 1 second here, folks. We're going to do something right now, real quick. There we go. Let's actually get... and we're actually going to get that there. So these are all in Max's modes. So let's actually go back up here real quick. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, this one right here reminds me of Shriek from Batman Beyond. There's the scuba mode, there's super speed mode, super stealth mode, turbo cannon. That's a Hulkbuster. Is a large sturdy model mode, quite similar to strength mode. When charged with turbo energy, he can launch himself at enemies, doing extremely heavy damage. Its armor is also extremely durable. It's one of his favorite modes. Turbo clone mode, making multiple copies of himself. Great. Turbo heat mode is a large, bulky mode capable of converting his energy into scorching fire. Turbo rocket mode, one of his most powerful modes. This mode was used first time to defeat Makino. Okay, stupid. Okay, there we go. Uh, let's see here. It's he reconfigures the suit and more powerful version upgrade with 2 cans capable of burst turbo energy. The mode requires vast amounts of energy, however. Turbo Spike mode, a spiky, attacky one with whips. Turbo Nova mode, hey, he's got a Nova mode. When he activates, he's armed with 3 turbo energy cannons capable of defeating enemies with a single shot. His armor is highly durable, as it was created to explore space, and max gets much faster. Then you have Turbo Annihilation mode. So basically, it's a Gundam. Sorry, no, it's and Turbo Titan mode. To match Micah's he's equipped with a pair of floating blades on his back. Due to its size and max strength, it requires a lot of turbo energy to operate it. Okay, Turbo Duo Strike, don't know what that is. Turbo Exo Strength mode, which is an upgrade version of Strength mode. Okay, so it's just upgraded. Turbo Hammer Claw mode, looks like it's kind of got a digging thing going on there. Turbo Prime mode, equipped with a turbocharged blade on his back that gives him the power of flight. Zombie Hunter suit. Okay. Turbo Hunter mode. Turbo Mega mode. Turbo Armor mode. Then there's Turbo Jetpack mode. Turbo Wave Rider mode. Because we gotta sell toys, kids. Seals Turbo mode. Turbo Mimic mode. And so forth and so on. A lot of turbo modes here. Okay, now that we've done that, boop. Let's go back to Sam and Alexander here. This is young Nova. No, there have been many different Novas, but this is the younger version of it, who was a kid. And basically got he gets these abilities from the helmet, the Nova helmet he wears, because his access to the Nova Force. He has flight, which allows him to fly at speeds beyond escape velocity, past light speed, able to fly from galaxy to galaxy under his own power. Energy manipulation. Like most Novas, he's able to concentrate the power of the Nova Force into a beam or ball of energy and fire from his hand. He can utilize the energy to generate and create protective or reflective force fields, power starships, force it into an energy razor capable of decimating ships, amplifying his own striking power by covering his blows in Nova Force energy. He's able to detect and remove toxic elements within living bodies, and much like his predecessor, he's able to create hyperspace portals, which shorten distance between different points in the universe. He's also got molecular acceleration. During the battle with the Warbringer robot on Nowhere, Nova utilizes the Nova Force energy in the most creative way, taking a bunch of cables from the Celestial's head and supercharging with the power to turn them into a hypercharged guillotine. Interesting. Solid energy constructs and stimulated telekinesis. Kind of like a Lantern Core ability, basically. Like constructs and manipulating them. Superhuman strength. He has access to the same strength that as that of a Centurion from the Nova Corps. Possibly more since he has the shareholder in the Nova Force within his helmet. With the strength, he was able to lift a large metal pillar, a train car, helped Beta Ray Bill stabilize a descending cargo ship the size of a city. Okay. Carried around a small boulder condensed to solid gold created from the heart of a supernova. According to Nova, he can bench roughly 30 tons. Superhuman speed, we've already discussed that, well beyond light speed. Superhuman durability, he has an uncanny amount of resistance to the abrasion and concussive force. He's been hit by superhuman strength blows from the likes of Gamora, Miss Marvel, Annihilus, that's no joke, nor is Beta Ray Bill with Stormbreaker, and Cancerverse infected Richard Rider. And having been once knocked halfway across the world by Hulk's evil Kull persona, from which he was only suffered a concussion. That's no joke. Like those are some really heavy hitters. So yeah. Xandarian World Mind. If the helmet carries the remnants of what's left of the Nova Corps, Xandarian World Mind, as such, through the device Sam has bestowed, is a plethora of unique attributes such as universal translation, cosmic awareness, flashes in different colors to depict different scenarios, allows him to knowledge of most situations going near him. Enhanced intellect, hard light holographic projections, cosmic atlas, and affiliated recognition. Honestly, the only weaknesses this guy has is the fact that without the helmet, he really can't do much, and he's now kind of suffers from memory issues now. Yeah, his powers are dependent on the helmet, and he's developed suffering some memory disorders because of it. I'm going to tell you right now, though I am not overly familiar, at least with this version of Max Steel. From everything I can find, from all the modes he has, he would get unless it's like say the Titan or the other mode, unless it's one of those modes. There's not his modes aren't really. He can't really go up against this kid. Nova is because Nova is a cosmic level, not the cosmic level. That's not the right word, but he is a planetary level fighter. He has cosmic level abilities. Just he's not a cosmic level threat. Is a difference. He's capable of channeling cosmic energies, and then I think because he can manipulate, different sorts of scenarios, thanks to his what was it? Not molecular acceleration. He could honestly, he probably could screw with Max Steel's abilities. He could very well either short him out because it's energy versus energy, and it's very possible that he could just tire him out. He could also affect Steel probably negatively as well. Though I couldn't give you an exact circumstance behind that. The energy that he's commanding, the Turbo Force, is not really. I mean, I don't know much about it compared to. Let's see now. Turbo. Let me see if I can find Turbo Energy real quick. Turbo Energy. What is this shit about? Tachyon Unlimited Radiant Bio Optimized Energy is the most powerful. Is the most powerful yet most dangerous energy known on Earth. Great, except the energy Nova's using is actually from the cosmic reaches of space. So guess what? That I think might trump your Earth-based energy. Cosmic energy manipulation, quite frankly, is just a much more powerful form of energy manipulation than most of the shit you get on Earth. Now, granted, let me put it this way. If Nova truly wanted to, and I even mean this Nova, he could destroy a planet. He could, but he's a kid. He's not going to destroy a planet. This energy does not seem to do that, and does not seem to grant that power. And maybe at its most powerful, it might be able to do that, but that's only at its most powerful. And then it seems that it has to be siphoned through like energy, weapons, things along those lines. Whereas Nova is just, hey, I'm just going to just boom, blow up the planet if he really wanted to. Nova could do that. Any version of Nova honestly could do that. Even this kid. But Nova wouldn't do that. Add on the fact that he doesn't really need to go into these modes to use any extra abilities. This is the issue that Ben 10, I think, did face with the Hal Jordan fight in Death Battle. Say what you will about how that fight ended. I do have issues with how that ended because they kind of didn't really explain themselves well in the logic. They did make the point that Ben was always going to be playing catch-up, whereas Hal always had access to all of his abilities right there. That's the same issue here. Even if he's capable of going through modes, he has to still pick the right mode to deal with it, whereas Nova has all of his abilities outright. So they're going to start fighting. Max is going to try to keep up, but Nova's just going to be 10 steps ahead of him because he can hard light construct, he can just fire energy blasts, he can fly at light speeds. He can surround himself in the energy to make himself more durable. He's got the strength enough to bench press 30 tons, lift a giant chunk of gold forged in a star, and trade blows with the likes of someone, or take a blow from the likes of Cull, who is Hulk's Hulk, and only get a concussion. So this kid is, I think, a little beyond Max Steel's purview in terms of power levels. Now, granted, before we end this, I should note that I don't watch or do anything with Max Steel. And this was at this point in my life where I was just not watching cartoons as much, and especially like these cartoons, which would definitely have been. This probably would have been something I would have watched like at age 10 to 13. I would say that. I'd say 10 to 13. Because I remember watching Beast Wars when I was a kid. Beast Wars is the shit. I remember the other older Max Steel. Hell, I remember Reboot. Reboot, not quite the shit, but nostalgic nonetheless. So I remember definitely watching stuff like this, but no, 2013-ish, around that time, no, I was watching other things at that point. Still watched cartoons, just other things at that point. Either way, though, I would definitely go Nova. But let me know in the comments below what you think. Thanks for watching, though. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want us to review something, do it in the comments. Put it in the comments below. Hopefully, I'll get to it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. See you later.